I'm sure you can't fail to notice the rise in talk around weight loss jabs. More and more people taking to them to suppress their appetite and shed the pounds. But if you noticed a friend was looking slimmer, would you ask them, Colleen, if they were taking the weight loss jabs?
No, I would not go, wow, you look amazing, are you taking a weight loss jab? However, I would go, wow, you look amazing, you've lost
So you would
loads of
comment,
weight.
yeah?
I'd comment on someone's weight. And if I lost weight, like if I lost a few stone and I walked into our meeting and not one of you said, wow, you look great, I would disown you as friends.
I mean, well, I guess because we do know you as friends, then, yeah, well, vaguely, then, yeah, I probably would say that. But I have to say, routinely, I would really stay away from any chat about anyone's weight, up or down.
Why?
But otherwise, you just don't know how people feel, do you? I mean, Judy?
I mean, look, I'm a bigger girl, and I'm always...
Gorgeous,
yeah,
big and beautiful.
I'm always in this predicament. It's always a topic that people expect me to talk on. People are very comfortable on commenting on my size, whether I've lost weight, put weight on. They want to know what I'm doing, how I did it, who I'm doing. Like, it's all of that. Do you know what I mean?
Who are you doing?
And it is tiresome.
43-year-old.
It is tiresome because you think to yourself, you wouldn't go up to someone and say, are you on medication for any other illness or any other... You wouldn't go up to someone and try to invade their privacy. I think, look, each their own. If you're doing what you feel is right for you because of a health choice, then that's fine for you. But I just think it's one of those topics that I'm so used to people approaching me. Yes, I've lost weight now, and people will comment about it. People will ask me what I'm doing. I could put up that I go gym every day, and people will still ask what other alternatives. And I think to myself, like, why is it we're so... It's such a thing for us to comment on people's bodies, especially if you are plus size. I feel like I can't win sometimes.
So, Colleen says that if she lost a significant amount of weight and I didn't say, wow, Cole, you're looking great, you've lost weight, she'd be annoyed at me.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with it because I think we know each other, and I think I am used to, even if people who are not my friends, I'm used to it because in society, I just feel women who are bigger, mainly women, we are just subjected to constant either criticism or questioning.
Can I say that? It's normally from other women.
From women, yeah.
From women.
And it's what society's putting out. If I'm stay big, they're going to say, oh, you know, I've had people say things like, oh, you're not a good example for healthy living. If I lose the weight, oh, don't lose too much weight, you won't be funny. If I put the weight back on, oh, my gosh, you're yo-yoing, are you Oprah? Like, what the hell? So you can't... I find I'm always in a place where you can't win, so that's why I just do me.
Yeah, do it for yourself,
I just do
absolutely.
me, how I'm losing weight for myself, and that's it.
Would you say anything, Marlene?
So it's really interesting because everything you're saying, then we were talking about this earlier, when I said the same things, you didn't imagine that would happen in my world.
Yeah, I suppose...
And yet that's all that's happened since I was in a pop band.
What, regards to weight?
My weight?
Yeah.
So if I lose too much weight, people will then, you know, they'll make comment on it. And if I put on weight... When I first came into the public eye, like 23 years ago, we were deemed the fattest band in pop. Those were our headlines. Even Elton John said we were the ugliest band in pop. Everyone felt that he sent flowers. He apologised.
I think my reason for saying that, I found it challenging to understand where he was coming from, because in my mind, and I suppose society-wise,
yes,
even if your biggest weight, 12 or size 14, it's still not deemed as being obese.
No, because 16 is the national average
of
women.
So to me, it's like, well, you wouldn't be able to understand from my perspective, but I suppose I wouldn't understand from your perspective because you're saying that was your comfortable size. But it's still not... You're still not going to be objected to kind of...
Look, I'm Asian, I've got a different build, we've got different ethnic backgrounds and bodies and so on, but it's just interesting because, you know, society has a history of different beauty standards and they're often set by what designers think should be on the catwalk, let's say 14 to 16-year-old girls selling to women in their 40s, 50s and 60s, so already we don't fit that beauty standard. And then as soon as you say somebody is skinny, some see it as a compliment, whereas you don't know what's really going on in that person's life, which is, by the way, I would never, ever mention anybody's weight.
Either way.
What would you say if someone walked in, wow, you look amazing, how are you doing? And then, because then they'd probably go, oh, yeah, I've lost weight.
But I think we've all got enough experience to know that there are times when people do lose weight. If you know that they're actively trying to and you want to G them up and go on, great. But there's other times when they might be going through personal circumstances that they don't want to maybe...
Oh, it's just me, because I'd tell you that as well.
But that's the thing, it's a really tricky balance, and I think people have got very comfortable. Just because they're comfortable with saying things, it doesn't mean they should
But also, underlying all of that, I mean, despite the fact that attitudes have changed, it's still skinny is good, overweight is bad. That still kind of runs through things, doesn't it? I mean, you might want me to say, oh, God, Calder, you've lost a bit of weight, you're looking good. If I was to come in the morning and say, oh, Cole, you've piled on a bit, that would be a different story, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want me to say that.
Oh, it doesn't normally bother you.
Don't put that out there.
But are you saying your uncomfortability is because you sometimes, even though you might not be deemed as overweight, the weight that has fluctuated...
Well, my weight fluctuation, especially over the past years, is because I was pregnant, you know, 5 times over the past 8 years. So my weight was going up and down. So not to the point that it was a substantial, hitting the national average of, say, 16, but it was heavier for me, and people did make comment. So, but if I took offence or if I said anything, then I wouldn't have a voice in it because I'm still under the national average.
But let's be honest, on social media...
I think we all realise we just can't win.
Yeah, but I mean, I have seen people commenting about your weight now. And they're very free to
In the white
comment about your
bikini,
weight.
they compared me when I did the jungle the first time to when I did the jungle a few years ago, and I was being compared to myself. I mean, the system started eating itself then, quite literally, because, you know, she's thinner now, but you know, my body's got stronger. I work out with my kids. I try and set that example, but I have to work at it. But the times that I have been critiqued, you know, behind the scenes, I was pregnant. You just never know what some of the circumstances might be.
Does it feel, given that you've had all sides of this, Marilyn, does it feel different when someone has said that you were overweight in the past to them saying that you're underweight? Does that feel any
now,
different?
so it's water off a duck's back. But definitely...
But have you ever been classed overweight?
Yeah,
my first headline, like I said, in the band was...
But I mean, like, medically classed as overweight.
I could have helped myself from a health perspective. That I was slightly overweight for my
was it worse
build.
to hear somebody say, "Oh, you're the fattest band on telly," like you said? They said they were.
It was weird.
Was that worse and make you go, "Oh, I need to lose weight"? More than someone going, "You've lost too much weight," and you think, "I need to put weight on."
It was weird. It was a dichotomy because in my head I thought we'd be judged on our singing and on our talent and what we were offering the world. I mean, make of that what you will. But we would literally reduce back down to just what we looked like, and then it starts to eat itself there too, because stylists start to cut labels out of clothes. So who's kidding who? And all the other bands were doing it. Then other bands are commenting on other bands, and other women and men as well are making commentary. Then it depends on who you choose to represent brands. If we see women who look like other normal women, we all say how wonderful they're being celebrated on the catwalk, but it doesn't last long, and we then go back to our skeletal 16-foot women back on the catwalk. Society hasn't decided where it really does sit comfortably. Healthy, for me, is the winner.
Yeah, the tyranny of the body, Wow.